Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the CODEX podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, and joining me today is my usual co-host, Tim Morse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Codex Podcast, the flagship show for the Codex station. I'm glad you're here. Sonny is ecstatic you're here. We've got awesome stuff in store for you today.
Yes, I'm glad you're here. And Tim is not in his usual place. As you can see, he's on location today.
I am. So I am at my local comic shop, My Guys Comics here in Clinton, Tennessee. They've been gracious enough to let me come in here and record an episode of the podcast and possibly future episodes of the podcast. So if you want to come see the store, if you're in the Knoxville or Clinton area, definitely swing on down. You can find an address for the store in the description when it airs on YouTube.
Yeah. So if something happens and we hear some commotion right now, and we suddenly hear, "What are you doing in here?" That means somebody's been lying to us, and that you were not allowed to do it. You just went
I
to a
got
random
permission, I
comic
promise.
shop. You just went to a random comic shop and started, hosting a podcast.
That's exactly right. It's like, guy, it's free publicity. I'm in your shop here. We got 948 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000. Let me do this.
Yes. They'd be like, "Tim, we kicked you out 10 times already."
Well, this makes 11.
There you go. 11, but yeah, like I said, we're on that hunt. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers.
That's
On
right.
YouTube, anywhere, anybody, feel free to subscribe, check us out. We could use all the subs, all the likes, the shares, the everything.
Mm-hmm.
From here, yeah, we're making our way everywhere.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, everyone may be wondering what's going on with Jamie. Jamie was not able to be here today. He had a run-in with a certain duck named Howard, but he should be back sometime soon. Hopefully next week it could be back to the three of us. But who knows with the way life is? We'll just see how it goes. Today it's you
If
and
he's
I, Tim.
yeah, we're not cool enough to hang out with Howard the Duck. So
But we are cool enough to review the story that Jamie picked out, and that is Sword of Azrael. That is the story we will be
yeah.
reviewing today on the Codex podcast. Also,
Mm-hmm.
we will be having a certain menace join the F list. And before that, we will be having our new segment called Previews. Tim will lead us on that. We'll talk about some of the previews of upcoming comic books. And hey, Tim's right there at a comic book shop, so he may even
Yeah.
pull some out for us. And of course, we start with the rundown / comic book news. So hit it.
You got it.
Okay, so we're going to start with the rundown. DC has announced the new Golden Age series. And this is the series that Jeff Johns started in his new Golden Age banner. And now these stories will come out. There will be 3 stories from the new Golden Age, and they will come out in October of 2023 this year. And they will be Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and it will be written by Tim Sheridan with the artist of Cian Torme. And this will be the first Green Lantern Alan Scott solo series since 1949.
Wow.
Yes. And also in that new Golden Age series will be Jay Garrick, The Flash, and it will be written by Jeremy Adams, and the artist will be Diego Olordigo. I probably pronounced that wrong. It's a hard last name. Olordigu, I'm going to say. And then finally, there was the Wesley Dodds, The Sandman story that will be created by Rob Venditti and Riley Rossmo. So in October of this year, be prepared for the new Golden Age series
Nice.
of those characters. Like I said, the Sandman, the Flash, and Green Lantern. And then some more stuff with comic books. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is going to have a year-long storyline of Darkest Hour. These will be 12 issues, and it will start in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 111. The writer will be Melissa Flores, and the artist will be Samana D. Jean-Valise. And that starts coming out Wednesday, August 23rd of this year. So
Let me just add that if you are not reading Power Rangers, don't sleep on that. Jamie and I did the review for the Altarian War, I think a year ago.
Yeah.
That was some of the best comics I ever read and some of the most fun I had. if you're not reading Power Rangers, hop on it because I'm getting that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds good. I know Jamie was probably really excited to talk about that. He loves stuff
Oh yeah,
with zombies and the undead. So he sent it. I was like, ah, he's not here to talk about it, but yeah, I'm sure he'll get to enjoy it. And like I said, that series will be going on for a year long. It'll be 12
yeah,
issues, and it starts coming out August 23rd.
nice.
And something else coming out later this year on October 6th, we'll start the Loki season 2. And we saw the trailer for season 2. And yeah, so we saw there's quite a bit going on. And we even saw Kane the Conqueror with quite a funky hairdo. I did see Ant-Man and the Wasp at Quantumania not too long ago. So I saw
Yeah,
the after credits scene. Spoiler,
which
you
is
see,
direct from Loki season 2.
yeah. So I happened to literally like just see the ending and then literally the next day like saw the trailer. But yeah, so
Wow, that's great.
season two coming out should be interesting. Yeah. What about you? What do you think about that real quick?
Loki season 2, I am excited for this. I think I'm more excited for this than I have been recent Marvel projects. She-Hulk got some excitement from me. Moon Knight definitely did. Secret Invasion, not so much. And I haven't finished the last 2 episodes, but I've heard pretty negative things. It's not going to
Same
stop
here.
me. Yeah, but Loki, the first season was amazing. And season 2 is looking like it's going to be even better.
Yeah, it's nice to see, because these shows. I mean, it's cool with Marvel with the 6 episodes and a new show and a new
Mhm.
show, but it's
Yep.
nice to see them continue a show. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to Loki. I'm actually caught up on that one. So
nice.
me and my lady, actually, last week was my Maria's birthday. So again, a happy belated birthday to my love, and I'm looking forward to watching Loki with you in a few months because we do watch that show together. And yeah, so I'm sure there'll be more updates and more trailers for Loki
Yeah.
season 2 coming up soon. But now, Tim, here's the one. Somebody is turning 50, and I know you've
Let
been very excited. And I was telling you earlier how we have some people in our codex who like this character. Like I'm very sure that Kristen was one of the people who mentioned liking
Mhm.
this character, and we have some others who are not such a fan of this character. And Jamie's hanging out with this character. Howard the Duck turns
Ain't that
50 this
something?
year. Yes, Howard.
So, I'm looking in the case here at the comic shop, and guess what issue number 1 we have of?
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Well, there you go. What, you got it? You gonna pull it out or
If you give me 2 seconds, I can run around and grab it and bring it out here for you.
okay? And then I will be telling everybody a little bit
Yeah.
about yeah. So you go. Tim is running out, and it looks like the police have been called on him. No, the police have not been called on Tim. He is going to get that Howard the Duck issue number 1. I'm trying to look at some of the comics he has back there earlier. Who's shown me he's got a lot of stuff. It's a really nice place he's at. And if you're excited to see, if you're interested to see where Tim is, there's an on the spot of where Tim's at. I was just letting everybody
Yes.
know that if anybody's interested to see where you are to get a better look, that there isn't on the spot of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Go check it out. Wes Rebel Scum came here, in the beginning of the year, did an on the spot. Sonny, I'm sure, explained quite a bit of that, so don't let us tell you about it. Go watch it for yourself. But, take a peek at this.
And there we go. Howard the Duck, number 1. Even like you see Spider back there. How much are they selling it for?
So we have a $50 price tag on this right now.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So Howard the Duck, number 1. And
Yep.
then I'll tell you about this new Howard the Duck, number 1, that's set to, celebrate Howard the Duck, after 50 years. On November 29th, a Howard the Duck one shot will come out, and it will be written by Chip Zdarsky, Daniel Kibble Smith, Merritt K, and more. The art will be by Joe Quinones, Annie Wu, and more. The cover will be by Ed McGuinness, and there will be a variant cover by Ron Lim. And what they were
Wow.
saying to expect in this is that Howard the Duck will basically be seeing different. So a cosmic entity known as the Peeper grants Howard the Duck. I know I'm like the Peeper. Yeah, so the Peeper will grant Howard the unique ability to look into alternate universes, alternate timelines, to see how life could have been in different ways. One was if Howard the Duck was the president of the United States. One was if Howard the Duck
Wow.
was the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and plenty more. So if you're excited to check out this 50th anniversary celebration of Howard the Duck, it should be in stores November 29th of this year.
Nice. The Peeper. That's great.
When I saw that name, I was like, really? Well, there's the Watcher, and now there's the Peeper. Who knows?
Oh my God.
Maybe the Peeper will peep his way onto the F list sometime.
I hope so.
Sounds like an F lister. And actually, Tim, there was some last minute news, like right before we got on. It was that the Marvel visual effects workers have voted to
Yes.
unionize. So that was something I saw right before. Yeah. So a lot of huge changes in the filmmaking scene. I know we like to focus more on comic book stuff, but obviously we love the movies and the shows and everything as well. But yes, there's
Yep.
big changes, like I said, in Hollywood with the actor strike, writer strike, now with the visual effects workers going on, the Marvel visual effects workers going on the unionizing. So I think right now there's going to be a lot of everything's going to be delayed for a long time, especially like I
Mhm.
said, stuff like Loki that's set to come out. It's finished, but a lot of other stuff, like stuff that was going to be next year, even the year after, they're all going to be pushed back for a while. But this is a time when things are going to change, and just in Hollywood and
For the
filmmaking,
better.
yeah, for the better. People will look back on these days, decades from now, they'll look back on how this was the time, in 2023, things really started changing, and there were strikes, and yeah, the industry is changing.
Well, look at it this way. What is a major complaint a lot of people have had with recent movies as of late? CGI,
Yeah,
right? Because those guys and those women are pushed beyond their breaking points. They're, as they say, they are overworked and severely underpaid. They have these near impossible deadlines to get this visual effects work done.
yeah,
You have micromanaging directors and producers that want things changed on the spot, and it just makes for an incredibly stressful work environment. Right, visual effects are incredibly important. It is obviously the main thing that our
yeah,
eyeballs see when we're sitting there watching these comic book spectacles and science fiction and fantasy movies. Visual effects are incredibly important, and these guys and gals need to be at the top of their game every day, and they need to be paid for it. They
they
need to
do.
be paid properly. They need the proper time off so that they can rest and reset, and they need attainable deadlines, not get it out tomorrow and I need 2 hours worth of perfect CGI. I mean, look at Ant-Man, a big complaint there was the CGI. Look at The Flash. The CGI in there was atrocious in spots, and they tried to explain it away like that's how we wanted it to be.
Uh,
No, no, sir.
we
That
know
is
you're
not.
not fooling us. You're fooling
Yeah.
nobody.
Exactly, accept yourself, and even then, you don't believe the lies that you're telling. So, yeah, pay the people, pay the actors what they're worth, pay the writers what they're worth, definitely, because without the writers, we have no good stories, and no matter what anybody says about AI being able to write this stuff, you need a human to proofread it,
Yeah,
right?
AI
So
literally is just like the same old stuff
it
recycled.
is,
Yeah,
and we're tired of that. There's been, not too good writing as of late, and for good reasons, because they're not getting the residuals, they're not getting the payments that they feel that they deserve, to create good content, so we're getting the content they were paid to create, which is mediocre at best. So, pay your people, Disney, Warner Brothers, Marvel, DC, pay your people, come on, let's go.
you have the
Universal?
money. You have more than enough money.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
hand over fist more than enough.
yeah. And one thing
Yeah.
I will say when it comes to visual effects, even to writers too, at least now we're starting to see some actors in like superhero movies start to be
Mhm.
praised, like, oh, the great performances and sometimes awards. But I always think I could say writers wise, and especially the visual effects wise, they do so many amazing things and such great effects.
Yep.
And then you see award shows and they won't be nominated. I'm like, wait, how was this movie
No.
that sometimes
Same with the
there's
stunt workers.
yeah. There'll be these movies like, oh, they made them look like they're from 1920, but okay, not much is going on with these characters. You're making these
Yeah.
characters in outer space. You're making them purple and blue, and
spending
these things take a bunch, then, yeah.
thousands of hours collectively making that look as real as possible.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
barely get any credit for it. So good luck to all of them.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Codex is behind you, 110%.
Yeah. Unless Marvel wants to pay me to write something, I'll do it for even less.
Negative, Sonny, no!
Just joking. I want even more money.
That's right.
I
You
want
are an
more.
award-winning writer, sir. You
That
should
is
know
gosh dang right.
your
I'm an award winner, and I deserve to be paid like an award winner.
That is correct.
But here I am. I'm having a great time on the Codex podcast, so I can worry about all that stuff another day. By
There you
another
go.
day, I mean like tomorrow or the day after that. Then I could
Or
say,
after the show is over.
yeah, then I could be like, oh, let me check out that bank account. But while the show is going on, we can be all good for right now. And speaking of things that are good, we have a good new segment, and that is the preview
Yeah.
segment. And Tim, I will let you lead this one for us.
So, previews. Uncle Gary, first off, thank you for talking to me and Jamie and everybody else about this, because this is an idea that you already do on your podcast, Ye Grumpier Old Nerds. Ladies and gentlemen, go check that out on Facebook. They are on the first and third Tuesday and Thursday of every month, while Sonny is reading his notes. Show that sticker again, Sonny.
Oh, there we go. There's
Oh,
that nice Codex
so
sticker.
good, right? So beautiful.
You know what's so
Yeah,
good about
go.
that is that you could see, like, I could distract somebody with the sticker as I itch my nose.
Oh, there you go.
I had an
Fantastic.
itch, and I didn't want anybody to see me itching, so I put that up, and then I
Right on.
itched as if I was like a cat or a dog pawing my
But
nose.
yeah, previews, ladies and gentlemen. So when you go to your local comic shop, obviously there's that big giant phone book thing called previews, but DC puts their own out called DC Connect, and Marvel puts theirs out too. I believe it's called Marvel Previews or something like that. This gives you access to what's coming up in the next few months. Definitely worth looking at and getting excited about. So every episode of the podcast from here forward, we're going to have this segment, and Jamie, Sonny, and I are going to go over what we're excited about that's going to be hitting store shelves in the coming months. So yeah, definitely.
And I know you were gonna get us started with a certain DC one you mentioned that you wanted to
Yeah,
go
so
on with the cover right there.
right on the cover, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. I am immensely excited about this. This is written by Brian Buccellato with artwork by Christian Deuce. And it just looks fantastic. This is everything I want it to be in a popcorn fall event for comic books, right? Godzilla, King Kong, the Justice League. One of the preview pages is, and this is the Legendary Pictures Godzilla going through the DC universe. It just shows him in the middle of Metropolis destroying stuff with the it looks amazing. Look at this, guys. Look at this.
Great artwork, and especially like that picture of Superman, and on the side you see King Kong one side, Godzilla on
Yeah.
the other. Is that Batman next to him? Close
Yeah,
by.
that
That's
is
really
the
cool.
roar sound effects connecting variant cover. The variant covers for this are going to be amazing. The book itself is going to be amazing. I am super excited about this. Goes on sale October 17th. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Another thing from DC that's coming out, Gotham War is going to be starting up if it hasn't already, and that's going to continue through. I think Catwoman is a top tier DC right now, highly underrated book. DNA covers are absolutely amazing, worth checking out. Catwoman, 110%. Detective Comics, if you want something Batman related but very, very different, hit up Detective Comics, guys. Ram V, the work he's doing in there is highly stylized, and it's got this really deep gothic horror type theme to it. Not, I mean, it's typical in that sense for Batman, but not typical in quick, fast paced type work. This is a long read, and I think that's much needed for
Those covers
Batman.
too of Detective Comics are
Ooh,
incredible. They've been amazing for a long time now. Yeah.
that's what sold me on Detective months ago because I wasn't picking it up. I was just picking up Batman because of Zdarsky, and I was like, man, I need to get Detective based on cover
Yeah, that
alone.
cover just truly grabs your attention. I don't know how you can just pass it by. Yeah.
Yeah. And going back to what we were talking about in the rundown, the new Golden Age stuff, Sandman. How about that? I'm excited about that. If
Yeah.
you're reading Night Terrors, Sandman is in there. Oopsies. But go, yeah, get excited for that. That's hitting store shelves. I think the one I'm most excited for is Alan Scott, though.
Nice. Yeah. I was surprised when I saw it said since 1949. I was like, whoa. And I mean, for such a big character, now to finally, after all these years
Yeah.
later, to finally get his own solo series once again.
If I'm not mistaken, I think his first appearance was in All American Comics. Whoever's watching right now, let us know in the comments below if I am correct. I don't know the issue number, but I'm pretty confident it was All American
I
Comics.
believe it was, and I believe it
Yeah.
was 16. Anybody feel free to correct me. I was testing, I was studying
Also,
potentially
don't
these
forget
characters.
work by Tom King. Wonder Woman is hitting shelves. That should hit shelves in September. That's highly anticipated. I'm really excited for that. I think Wonder Woman is a great character. 800. We got that right there. It was absolutely
Nice.
amazing. Well worth the read if you haven't picked it up. And it's got a new character in there, Trinity. So go check that out. The Flash is going to be cruising. Oh, and the last thing I'll say about DC, Sonny, and then you can let us know about some Marvel stuff, is Superman number 8, I believe it is. No, number 7, which also for the legacy numbering is 850. Going to be some awesome variant covers coming in on that. One of those being the Nakayama DNA variant. And I am super excited about that. The 1 in 25 looks great. The 1 in 50 looks amazing. David Finch, uh, Frank Cho, Bermejo, Capullo even has a Superman variant for that. So yeah, Superman number 7. That's what I'm super pumped for DC. Sonny, what about you?
Nice. So for me, like I said, this is my first time doing this. I mean, obviously you guys were leading it, so some of the Marvel stuff coming out for me, and something that comes out. Two things that are going to come out tomorrow. Tomorrow's August 9th, my papa's birthday. So happy birthday to my grandfather,
There you go.
79.
Happy
And
birthday.
so one thing for me that comes out tomorrow is the Avengers War Across Time.
Ooh.
And that is, yeah, that is collecting the Avengers War Across Time, issues 1 through 5. So that is a, trade paperback. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that we obviously have the Avengers, the usual Captain America, Hulk, Thor, right? And, it's dealing with time. So who do you think they're taking on? And that is none other than King the Conqueror.
That's right.
Yes. So, King, he's definitely making his way up, especially with all his appearances since, Loki, Ant-Man, and obviously he'll be in an Avengers movie,
Mm-hmm.
before I shouldn't say before, what I mean, a few years with all these strikes.
Yeah.
And another one that's got me excited is that's also coming out tomorrow, and that is the Spider-Man Annual #1, and that is starting the Contest of Chaos, and it is set to
Ooh.
be Spider-Man versus Wolverine. I didn't realize that it's
Okay.
yeah, it's actually Agatha Harkness is the one who's she's trying to make a new Darkhold, and she's pitting Earth's mightiest heroes against each other. I was
Wow.
pretty surprised to find out that it's Agatha Harkness. I mean, look at this. She too
They
is
got to
making her
push
way
her.
up. They got to. I was gonna say, yeah, they have to push her since she has a show coming out. I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
this
So
fall.
yeah, so tomorrow, yeah, Spider-Man Annual #1 starts the Contest of Chaos. I'm interested to see how this whole thing begins. How this whole Contest of Chaos will start off. Is it going to be a storyline that's like, okay,
Yeah.
or is it just going to be something fun? I do think, like you said, that's the story, with the Justice League and King Kong and Godzilla more. I think that story would be just kind of fun, interesting to
Mm-hmm.
see them taking on each other. Great
Yeah.
artwork. Yeah, contest of
Contest of
chaos
Chaos.
is, I think, gonna be pretty chaotic. I think it'll be
Yes.
chaotic, but a lot of fun fights. So sometimes I like to see that, just seeing cool characters fight each other, like Spider-Man fighting Wolverine.
Speaking of cool characters fighting each other, it should be coming out pretty soon. The Wolverine versus Predator
Yeah,
miniseries.
I was seeing the covers of that. Yeah, like there's that first
Yeah.
one where you see both of them, and one of them is Wolverine. It's like the homage to that the infamous Hulk cover where you see Wolverine with the claws and you saw the
Yeah,
Hulk. One, it's going to be where you see Wolverine like that, but you see the Predator, and then another issue will be you see Predator kind of like that, and you see Wolverine in his claws.
I'm excited about that.
I
One
think
other
another
thing
fun
from
3-issue
yeah,
series.
one other thing I want to mention for Marvel. It came out last week. If you haven't gotten it, good luck finding it. Dark Droids for Star Wars. A lot of people are talking about it. I was able to pick up an issue, and I'm going to read it. And that is a series I think I'm going to follow through the Star Wars titles.
Yeah, I do see there's
Droids
some
get
good titles.
possessed, and they're tired of working for their masters.
Oh, that should be fun. That's a nice, cool
Yeah.
story. I see Wes is here. Hello, Wes.
Hey, Wes, how's it going, man?
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, there's another Star Wars story coming out. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Max Rebo,
Ooh,
who is
nice.
plotting to kill Jabba the Hutt. Probably a
Han
lot of
Solo.
people.
Yes.
I can say a lot of people. A lot of people want to kill that large fat turd of Jabba the Hutt.
For indie stuff, there's a book that came out last week also. It's called The Sacrificers. That's from Image. Reminder is doing the writing on that. I picked up issue 1 of that, heard a lot of good things about it. So that might be something you guys want to do a little bit more research on and see if it's something for you.
Yeah, even too. Another one. Actually, I don't remember which company this was by, but there's one called Infield Gang Massacre, and it's one of 6 issues. Yeah, and
Ooh.
it's looking like the old kind of pulp style comics. So it looks
Ooh.
pretty interesting. Yeah, like a
Nice.
western. And of course, also speaking of westerns, Gunslinger Spawn will be coming out with another issue tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, fantastic. Spawn is killing it right now as far as the title goes. As far as McFarlane making progress on the movie, not so much.
Yeah,
But the series is good. It's long read there, but it's well worth it.
yeah. So, like I said, Spawn. I'm sure next year we'll get some news that it's still
Yeah,
in production, but the comic books, like I said, are going really strong. So that's a good
very
thing.
much so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like we said, love Spawn. Don't love the updates on the movies. Love all the comic books coming out.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm good with that. If there's any more previews, anything you'd like to mention.
Nothing else right now. Next week for sure. I know there will be a lot to talk about. We got new comics coming out tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So please go support your local comic shops. Come into places like this, say hello to people like me, and have great conversations and get some awesome stories to read.
Yeah. And if you see them hosting a podcast and you want to buy your comic, you say, hey, pause your podcast. I want to buy
Excuse
this
me,
comic
sir.
book.
I'm going to have to ask you to wait until 8 o'clock, and then maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Or just throw things at their head if they're not paying
Yeah,
attention. Say, hey, be a
definitely.
professional. You're paid to work here. But Tim,
Yes,
I'm very glad
exactly.
that I'm very glad that you're having fun hosting a podcast. That is
Yeah,
one way to definitely spend the work day, and I love it.
I think it's amazing. The people here, like I said before, they're gracious enough to let me do this. That in itself is a treat and a pleasure because I get this awesome backdrop finally instead of my bare ass walls at home. So, and I get to stare at comic books and enjoy them all day long, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I'd be dangerous working at a place like that. I think many of us would, man. I don't know how people work in a comic shop without spending like $100 a day.
Oh, when I get paid here, all of it goes right back into the store. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is part-time work, and that's perfect for me. I love it. But get all my pulls, back issues that I need, things like that. Wes comes in here from time to time too. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Nice, that is cool. And like I said, yeah,
You
I'd
know
be
what's not
dangerous. I'll try.
awesome though?
Oh, what?
Is it that time? Am I segueing too early?
I was gonna say if we were on the hunt for something.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is awesome. What is not awesome is coming up a little later.
Yeah. Or is he awesome? But yeah, do you want to tell us
Sonny,
about
I
something
just
that
need to Oh, go ahead. I just
I,
need to not segue. I'm not good at it.
I was gonna say, did you want to tell us about something, some awesome comics that you're on the hunt for, or that you did get, but not so awesome as that you don't have them with you?
Yes. So I left him at home, but thank God for Google Images and the downloading capability. So I'm going to show you what I got. And Sal and Wes, guys, check this out. So, as you all know, I am on the hunt for Uncanny X-Men. And as of right now, with these two issues I'm about to show you, I now have an unbroken run from 162 to 544 for volume 1. It's taken a while to get there, and I'm trying to catch up to Sal, who is ahead of me by significantly more than that. But yeah, take a peek. So, Uncanny X-Men 163. I got
Oh, with the
that
Brood
on.
Saga, right?
Yep, I got that on Saturday. That is the origin of who's going to be coming up on the next cover. So, issue 164 is the first full appearance of Carol Danvers as Binary.
Okay, cool, nice.
Yeah, and I was able to get these for a pretty decent price, $20 for both. And
Okay,
they
yeah.
yeah, they look sweet. The covers are amazing. The colors pop on them. Yeah, they're good books. So Uncanny X-Men 163 and Uncanny X-Men 164.
Yeah, there's actually an
But
epic collection going to come out in a few months of the X-Men, the Brood Saga. So I'm looking forward to that, and those issues will
oh,
be included in there. Yeah, it's something that I'm on the hunt for.
that's amazing. I would love to review that entire storyline.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that would be fun because I'm looking forward to reading it.
yeah.
I've been on the hunt for some things. Quickly,
Yeah.
before, I think it was episode 60, talking about, I was on the hunt for a slab, and Sal, the slab guy, he got me my very first slab. So there is a mail call. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. SK's first CGC unboxing of his first mail call.
Your
And I
knife
get
safety is glorious.
Yes, I've learned from the best. I learned from the slab guy himself. I've watched episodes of Slab, so I know how to handle it. I was all prepared,
There
very
you go.
calm, and I'm very happy. And I think it's pretty evident. Yeah, I'm like, it's my first time getting Slab. I will record my natural reaction to getting it. But I've been on the hunt for some things. I have a pretty impressive collection of X Force. Someone would be surprised. A while ago, I had gotten quite a bit, or quite a lot of like from 1 through like 28 or something like that. But there's
Wow.
a story, yeah, it was not bad, like maybe $35, something like that. So
That's great.
I
There's
got,
good stuff in there.
yeah, but there's early on in X Force, there's a storyline, Sabotage, but you need a Spider-Man issue that goes with it.
Yeah.
So I was on the hunt, and I got that Spider-Man issue, Spider-Man number
Oh.
16. That is Sabotage Part 1.
Do you notice what it says in the word bubble down below?
What does it say? That it's the sideways? Let's see. Sabotage. Oh, he said, yeah, Spider-Man saying bye, Todd.
That's right, because that was McFarlane's last issue before he left Marvel.
Wow, there we go. Yeah, he did say bye, Todd. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I like Wildcats, so I make sure to get Wildcats issue number 1.
Perfect.
And then a little while ago on the Codex podcast, we had a certain necrophiliac, Man Mountain Marco, joined the F list. And the issue that got me into when I first saw him was the cover of Web of Spider-Man 82. And I happened to get
Yes.
myself Web of Spider-Man 82. And there he is, Man Mountain Marco, saying, I killed Spider-Man, the Vulture, Doc Ock. None of those guys ever could, but I did it. Me, Man Mountain Marco.
I remember that cover from when I was a kid. I used to have that copy, and mine got read to death.
What can I
Yeah,
say? Very
that's a
popular
good
man.
cover. Yeah.
It is a cool cover, yeah. Man Mountain Marco. But yeah, so there's my on the hunt. Completed a few on the hunts with those comic books. And we'll be on the hunt for some more stuff soon.
Nice. That's awesome, Sonny. That Wildcats number 1, that's perfect. That Spider-Man, what is that, issue 16?
16, yep.
Yep, there you go. And Web of Spider-Man number 82.
Yeah.
90s awesome goodness.
Yes, it is. And now, speaking of awesome goodness, let's get to something a little more menacing.
Ooh.
And that is the F list. The man who joins the F list today is Monarch of Menace. There he is. Look at that.
I am unsure about this guy.
Yeah. So there he is
Okay.
looking like he's got a crown on. He has like a little purple head. There he is tripping. Yeah, he's thinking
What
his
what does
gas
it
is
say? A whiff of my gas. Yeah, go ahead, Sonny. I'm sorry.
a whiff of my gas. Part of it's kind of covered. My cloak will drop you like a wooden puppet. Oh! And then he
Oops.
tripped. Yeah, what a villain. He trips, and there he is. I hereby dub thee, Sir Fool Batman, for thinking he could ever capture the Monarch of Menace. And there he
Oh my
hits
lord.
Batman with a little scepter. And there he is again. Of course. Ha ha ha. Do you really think you're going to catch me, peasant?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing. All right, I've got his origin. I know exactly
Okay.
how he came to be.
So tell us the origin of Monarch of Menace.
So, Ian McAllister, Benedict Jordarian, otherwise known as George, was a cosplayer back in the 50s. But cosplay wasn't really all that popular then, especially dressing up as a British monarch and method acting into making everybody be your subservients, your peasants, your subjects, and all that stuff. So one day, Ian McAllister, menacing gargantuan, was sitting at a local McDonald's drive-through, eating his how shall we say in common terms, his hamburger and fries, and trying to contemplate what he could do to make the world believe that he was in fact a menace of monarchs, a monarching menace, so to speak. Just at that time, in excuse me, in Gotham City at the McDonald's he was sitting at, Batman happened to save the day, and he just got so furious and so mad. So he started a life of crime, invented a scepter that does nothing, and on top of that, he is an extremely klutzy villain. So there you go. The
Oh, very
monarchy
good.
menace. That's how he came to be.
And it's very interesting that you would say that because one time Batman said, but one time Batman said this to the Monarch of Menace. You know what? I'll use the Christian Bale Batman voice. Batman said, he said, "You'll never make it in the underworld wearing those threads anyway. Burger King will sue you for trademark infringement." That was what Batman had said to the Monarch of Menace.
That
And
is fantastic. I was actually kind of close.
I know when you were saying like McDonald's, I was like, oh wow. But there's more to the Monarch of Menace. So
Please, Sonny,
actually,
tell me the real story.
his name he actually does not his name is unknown. Nobody knows his actual
Oh,
name. That's how forgotten he is. The Monarch of Menace, yes, his occupation, surprise, surprise, is a criminal. His first appearance was in Detective Comics 350 in April of 1966. His last appearance was in Batman 336 in June of 1981. So the
wow, he
Monarch of
made it that
Menace,
far.
yeah, obviously, as we could see, he's in Gotham. Well, he is a Batman enemy, Gotham City, and he dresses as a royalty member. But one time, the Monarch of Menace was able to escape Batman. He got away with a crime, and he kind of lived off of that. Kind of, I got away from Batman, but he had a son, and his son decided to use the same mask and same identity as the Monarch of Menace, and well, he did not like that because eventually, Batman caught him and he wants to know, I'm the real Monarch of Menace. So then he decided to come back out after years of inactivity. He found the best way to get out there. But what did he do? He got a group of other low profile criminals like the bouncer. The bouncer is actually somebody I was thinking about having today. That's how I found the
Wow,
Monarch of Menace. But yeah, bunch of F-listers. And of course, to no surprise, Batman defeated them all.
of course.
Yeah. And the Monarch of Menace's only abilities is gadgetry. Like you said, Tim, a scepter that basically does nothing. An outfit that is nothing special. Oh, his scepter is set to electrify and stun opponents. Yeah, sure.
Fair enough.
It didn't really do much to Batman. He has a crown, and it is hypnotizing jewels. And like most villains, and they have gas coming out of their feet or their hands or
Yeah.
their eyes or whatever. Monarch's gas injecting cape is a cloth with a gas injecting mechanism.
Interesting. So I think I was 30% accurate today.
So about 30% accurate. And yeah, like I said, after once he came out of retirement, and then Batman defeated him and a bunch of other F-listers, and Batman issued 336 in June of 1981. The Monarch of Menace was never to be seen again.
Wow.
42 years later, and he has still not been seen again.
Best to keep it that way.
So, do you think the Monarch of Menace can get out of the F list? Should he stay there?
I think he should stay retired. I think he has retired from the F list. He defeated Batman's great wit and committed a crime that Batman can't pin down on him. Live off that guy wherever you are. Just stay there.
Yeah, I mean, he did. For a while he tried to, but since his son messed up the name, the great name of the Monarch of Menace, he did get
Rotten
caught. But
kid.
whatever he got caught for, I'm guessing after 42 years, he probably would be let out of prison by now.
Yeah.
Probably be very old. But for me, I think the Monarch of Menace can get out of the F list if used again.
Interesting.
If somebody is able to write him, get a good writer, I think he can make it out. Like if they use something different, because there's not much known about him. It's not much known about his past. I mean, just aside from, we don't know his name. We know he has
Fair
a
enough.
son. He was able to, like you said, he was able to outwit Batman before, so that shows he has some kind of potential. But I think with the right writing, he could make it out. He hasn't done something too bad or too like. He's not like an egg foo where it's like no. You
Right.
could have other kind of egg foos, but not the original egg. The original racist egg foo can't ever make it out. The Brown
No,
Bomber can't make it out. But I think the Monarch of
definitely not.
Menace, the Monarch of Menace, with the right writing, I think he could make it out of the F list. And there he is. Yeah.
That
And
guy.
again, maybe in a Harley Quinn. Maybe he belongs in like a Harley Quinn.
Ooh,
Something a little bit
hey,
funny.
that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think DC kind of has Harley Quinn where like her comic can kind of be used to
Yeah.
save some F-listers because you can kind of laugh at
Yeah.
them, not take them so serious. And then whereas Marvel kind of has like Deadpool or somebody, we can kind of use something kind of funny
Right.
to save some of
Okay,
these
fair enough.
F-listers.
If the Monarch of Menace comes out of retirement, he needs to go into Harley Quinn's books. Good job, Sonny. Way to go.
Agreed. So there we go. This week's F-lister was the Monarch of Menace, and future episodes of Codex podcast, we will be having more F-listers. And for anybody watching, feel free to recommend us anything, whether they be F-listers. You guys say, hey, this character's crap. You should add him to the F list, or even just anything too. If there's a story you want us to review, any comic news you're not too sure, like, hey guys, did you know about this? Feel free to let us know. We love
Yeah,
hearing from you,
definitely.
all the audience. Yeah.
Yep.
And before we get into the review, if anybody would like to get more involved with the Codex podcast, we have a bright, fancy Patreon.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and use your smarty smartphone, scan that neat little code there, and join us on Patreon. There is some awesome stuff there for the price of a small or large cup of coffee. Once a month, you get access to not only videos like this or pre-recorded things that will come out on Patreon first. Excuse me, but you also get to have interactions with your favorite hosts, Sunny over there, me, Sal, Jamie, Kristen, Wes, Dan, Kevin, Uncle Gary, everybody at the Codex station, and so much more, guys. For like I said, for the price of a cup of coffee, large or small, you can become a patron of the Codex station, and we would love to have you. Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget you can find us on all the socials. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station. That's what Sunny's doing right now. At the Codex Station on your favorite social media platforms, and where we're live streaming right now, especially to our new friends over on Kick. How you guys doing? So once again, at the Codex Station, find us there.
That is right. And now I say that leads us to our final. I think we have a comment by somebody. I don't know who
Ooh,
is
let me
there.
go
Oh,
take a
so
peek.
nice. Hmm.
Who would that be? Oh, Son of the Writer. I don't know who that is. It's worth it. I love this show. Hey, Son of the Writer, I do too. So why don't you go ahead and DM me directly so we can talk about your future?
That sounds good. Yeah. So get on it, son of the writer. And I must say, son of the writer, you sound like a very handsome, talented man.
I'm
But
sure
now
he is
let's.
award winning.
I with a name like that, I would say so.
Yeah, I think so.
But speaking of greatness, let's move on to our review for this week. Seems like it's been a while, but now we finally get onto our review of Sword of Azrael. And as usual, Tim will start us off with the credits.
Yeah, so Sword of Azrael, ladies and gentlemen, this is issues 1 through 6. Is that correct, Sonny?
That is correct.
Yeah, so the writer is Dan Waters. Artwork goes to Nicola, and I am going to mispronounce this, Sismazulia. Colors go to Marissa Louise, and letters go to Hassan Atsami El How. That's a lot of mispronunciations, and I highly apologize for that.
Well, you tried, and you know what? Azrael is somebody who tries. So here we are. We'll start off this Codex review,
Right
and
on.
I'll run us through a little bit of the story. We start off with Jean-Paul Valley, who is Azrael, the avenging angel, and he is looking for peace. He's living amongst monks, including brother Umberto, and who would that also be? Brother Carl. And he is, like I said, living amongst peace, but then suddenly he hears that there's a little bit of commotion. He sees there's a construction worker arguing with a young woman named Brielle Arnier, and he helps her out. But Azrael is living his life as a man of peace after all the stuff he's done, all the deaths, all the murders. He is a man of peace now, so he doesn't even hit the man. He takes quite a beating, but he just takes it. He wants to help out the girl. He brings Brielle to meet, the other monks, and eventually, she tells that she was sent there to find the avenging angel, and he knows it's him, but he's trying to stay away. And eventually, the Knights Templar come. They want this young lady.
Mhm.
They're looking for her, and the Knights Templar is led by Vengeance, who is the daughter of Bane. She looks like a female version of Bane with some long hair, and yeah, so she's looking for Brielle. So that is when Jean Paul Valley says, "Okay, I need to defend. I need to get in the outfit of Azrael." And then there goes a fight, and now we move to issue number 2. But as this is going on, yeah, there is a fight, quite a battle between Azrael and Vengeance. And as this is going on, he doesn't realize that Brielle Arnier is actually Siriel, the angel of death. And she murders the monks who are inside. And then, once she sees what she has done, she's kind of like surprised. So he agrees, actually, Jean Paul Valley agrees to help her out. So they go, and then as he is praying to talk, they have a bit of heart to heart. He's telling about what he's done, and that she can change, and that you know that it's not too late. And then he is praying, and he is a man like myself. When we get into our praying, we almost block off the rest of the world. And
Mm.
Jean Paul Valley truly blocks off the rest of the world as Vengeance and Poor Fellow. Yes, there's a woman named Poor Fellow. Vengeance and Poor Fellow come in there, and Jean Paul Valley is praying, and they're telling Serial that that they're the ones who can help her. That Jean Paul Valley can't. They can help her. They can harness. They can help her harness what she has going on, all her strengths and everything inside of her, because she's the angel of death. And she agrees, and she leaves with them. And then in the next issue, there is a funeral, and Jean Paul Valley figures out that this person died. Everyone there always seems each year there seems to be a person dying at this volcano, and he hears these stories of this monster in the volcano. So he goes there, and as Azrael, the avenging angel, and who does he find? He finds the ghost, the spirit of Saint Dumas. Saint Dumas leads him to this. He tells him about how brother Ebner was the first, um, basically you could almost say soldier or angel, avenging
Mhm.
angel of the Order of Saint Dumas. And Jean-Paul Valley sees this is he gets quite a surprise when he sees this is a huge monster. Brother Ebner is no longer in human form, but a huge monster that goes by the name of the Satan.
Yeah.
And yeah, quite oh man, quite hard to describe, but quite a monster, quite an interesting looking character. And then
Attached to all these hoses and
yeah,
this
reminds me more like a
machine. Yeah.
yeah, reminds me like actually the Satan reminds me of a character that would be in Spawn. Like I think
Yeah.
perfectly remind me of a character like that. Yeah. So there starts to be a battle between the two, between the Satan and
Look at who
Azrael.
says hello to
Look
you
at
real
that.
quick.
Tone is coming in. Tone. Hello. Good to see you again. Good to have you join
Hello,
us.
Tone.
Good to have you join us. We are just in the middle of reviewing Sword of Azrael, and I'm about to tell everybody about how there was quite a fight between Azrael and the Satan. And the Satan, like I said, this huge monster is getting the better and beating down Azrael. And then we move on to the next issue. And in the issue 4 begins, we're learning a bit about the past of the Order of Saint Dumas. And
Mhm.
also throughout this, Azrael, he's learning more about the past of Saint Dumas or the Order of Saint Dumas, and we get back to the battle. And this was an epic. This is an epic battle between the two, Azrael and the Satan, and the Satan completely destroys Azrael, but Azrael just doesn't die. And then he sees that the Satan is it's been too much taken out of the Satan, and Azrael even says like, "You haven't been in a battle this long. Your heart can't take it." And so the Satan is looking to um, go to get the strength back as the Satan uses
Mhm.
like deaths of people to get the strength back. And it is revealed that the Satan is over 800 years old. And even Jean Paul Valley, Azrael, even says that, you were created by Saint Dumas to live like this, but you couldn't keep going on. And then he's like, if
No.
I let you get to your throne, you're gonna get your strength back. I can't let you do it. And this is when finally Azrael has always been blaming everything kind of all the bad. Well, Jean Paul Valley blames all of his bad on Azrael. It's not me, it's Azrael, the avenging angel. And finally, this is when Jean Paul Valley says, you know what, it's me. I am Azrael. I'm not a good man. This is who I am. All my actions, it's on me. And he takes the Satan and pulls the Satan away from the throne, knowing that the Satan will eventually die. And that's, he knows as the avenging angel, that's what he must do. He must put down the Satan, and he does. And then he gets a call, and he's talking with Brother Carl, and then suddenly he gets a surprising response from Brother Carl. It's not so nice, and he's really shocked. I was really shocked reading it, and then it's revealed that Brother Carl is actually Father Valley. And there's a
Mhm.
lot more behind Father Valley than there is a connection between Father Valley and Jean Paul Valley, uh, Azrael. But I will stop my run through right there. If anybody else wants to check out Sword of Azrael. It is a 6-issue series, and it's a fun one. It's picks up for me. I thought it picked up a little bit slower at the beginning. I thought, okay, write a regular story, but I felt with each issue it really started to pick up, especially with that huge battle with the Satan. I think that was for me probably the highlight. I think, yeah, I think the second half of it actually issues 4, 5, and 6 were really, really good. I thought the beginning was, like I said, pretty good, but I think yeah, there was a lot of it, a lot of surprises. One thing that was
Mhm.
pretty cool was seeing a lot of newer characters like Father Valley and like I said, the Satan and also Vengeance getting more of a spotlight on new characters that I wasn't too familiar with.
Tone's got a question for you, Sonny. How
Ooh.
does it rank against your favorite Azrael stories?
Ooh, where does it rank? You know what? I'm not. I would really like to see Jamie because I really like to see what he thinks because I know Jamie reads a lot of Ezreal. Me, I'd like to read more Ezreal before saying it ranks as one of the best. But for me, I really enjoyed it. I enjoy sort of Ezreal. It makes me want to read more of Ezreal stories, and if you learn more about a lot of the other characters, like I said, Vengeance and Poor Fellow, and oh yeah, Surreal. But this is Surreal's first story into
Mhm.
Father Valley. So there's a lot of interesting things, and I recommend it. For me, I thought the story was a lot better than the artwork. Artwork was cool, especially I felt more the second half of the story as a whole. I started to more connect with it. Like, okay, I could see why this artwork goes with it. But for
Mhm.
me, I feel that the story was really high, but the artwork was pretty good. But for me, I enjoy Sword of Azrael, and I give Sword of Azrael an 8.3 out of 10.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So, as for me, Sword of Azrael, I am not well versed in Azrael. Obviously, from the Nightfall storyline, Nightfall, Night Quest, Night's End, where Jean Paul Valley is a major major player in that. Tone says, "Thank you, Sonny."
My pleasure. Always a pleasure.
There you go. All right. So yeah, I know Azrael from the '90s, but loosely, and I haven't read much of him since then. So this is the first really modern Azrael story that I've read, and I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed it. So one of my favorite parts of the entire series was the coloring. That stood out to me way more than anything else. So the coloring in this book by Marissa Louise, absolutely fantastic. A lot of work was put into this. But with that being said, where it really was a standout was with the stained glass memories scenes.
Those are cool.
That
Very different.
I loved those. Him just kind of falling through his thoughts and memories and all the different aspects and events that had taken place in his history, including getting into the new Batman suit, becoming Batman, all that other stuff. It was done so perfectly, so gorgeous. It has a light anime style artwork with a hint of quick draw technique. I'm usually not a fan of quick draw techniques, but with the light anime and that quick draw technique, it blended really well together. And I think that technique like that fits more with an anime style artwork. And this definitely has that type of feel, and it was really, really good. Pencils, inks, and colors, like I said, make this book visually stunning. Absolutely amazing. One of the greatest books I've ever had the pleasure to look at recently. The letters are some of the best I have ever seen. The differences that he uses when characters speak, when there's just regular dialogue, or other things that are taking place. The letters are incredibly utilized in this
Especially with
book.
the Ezreal and the Angel. Yeah.
Yes, holy smokes. Each character has their own unique style, and you don't see that enough in comic books, I think.
Agreed.
So, yeah, so overall, the writing is incredibly solid. I give it a big 8 out of 10. It's a great book. The action is well paced, the dialogue is paced. The overall storyline, I think 6 issues was perfect. A lot of things, a lot of surprises, Sonny, like you said,
Mhm.
took place in this series, and it was really, really good. The artwork, however, and that includes the colors and the inks and the letters, that gets a very well-deserved 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is because I just cannot get behind that quick draw art style. It really pulls me out and it really separates me from the story, and I fixate on it more for not liking it than having it be a part of the story. It's just very difficult for me to adjust to that. So overall, Sonny, you gave an 8.3. I am only 2 tiny points above you at an overall of 8.5 out of 10.
Nice. 8.3 for me, 8.5 for you. And it's one
You're
that,
right there.
I think it is a great story and is one that, I definitely wouldn't mind going back to again. Who knows? Maybe my rating may jump, but yeah, it was a very interesting story. I was glad we got to read it. Jamie, thanks for picking another great
Yeah.
story. Yeah, so I do recommend Sword of Azrael. And yeah, not to be confused. I mean, there is a Batman Sword of Azrael story earlier, but this is the one from 2022. So in
Yes.
case there's a mix up, this is the 2022 Sword of Azrael storyline. And I was very interested. I really liked it from
Right on.
it's the beginning to end. I thought it did have definitely a very strong ending, which is something too that means a lot to me. I like endings, and I thought it was very strong. And like I said, I think 6 issues was pretty much perfect for it.
Yeah, absolutely. All the space was filled, nothing was wasted. Very good. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that concludes our review for Sword of Azrael. And now, Tim, it's time for you to pick the next story arc for us to review on a future episode of the Codex podcast.
So, Sonny, this is one I've mentioned before. And this is a big one. It's epic in scope, not in issue number.
Oh,
So
okay.
in issue number, it's only 5 issues, but this is I think one of the greatest comic stories ever written and ever painted. And we are going to review Marvels by Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek, issues 0 through 4.
Okay, Marvels. Okay, so this is so is it similar to the one that we had done uh a while
Had
ago?
Have we done Marvels? I don't believe so. Oh, no, we did, didn't we?
I was just saying, wait, is it
Then
we
scratch
have done,
that.
yeah. That was
Have
one at the
we done?
beginning of the year.
I was thinking about that. I
I
was like,
bought
"What are we
that
gonna
book.
do?"
That was when I started
Okay.
and I was like, I'm buying this.
Have we done Kingdom Come?
Not yet.
Then that's what we're gonna do.
But there we go. A little bit of a mix up, but there we go.
I
The
was all
next
prepared and everything. So Kingdom Come 1 through 4, still Alex Ross, and I believe Mark Waid is the writer. So equally impressive, equally amazing story. What Marvel's was for Marvel, Kingdom Come is for DC. And I do believe it came out right after Marvel's. So, yeah, both of them are good. We're going to review Marvel's again, and we're going to do Kingdom Come also. So, there you go.
yes, every 8 months we will review Marvels.
You just get so excited about one, though, and you're like, man, we need to read this. And Marvel's is it.
There we go.
We're doing Marvels, ladies and gentlemen. That's what
Again,
we're
well,
doing.
well, there you go. Good thing. See, good thing I don't just agree with you. I was like, wait, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have that like right next to me. I got it
Yes,
before
you
when we
do.
reviewed it. But Kingdom
Yes.
Come is another one I have. It's been years since I've read Kingdom Come, so I'm looking forward to returning to Kingdom Come.
Perfect.
All right. So there we go. In a future episode of the Codex podcast, we will be reviewing Kingdom Come. And now that can wrap up this episode of the Codex podcast. As usual, I'm Sonny Kruger. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you on more episodes of the Codex podcast and more things from the Codex station. Like, hey, I do have a me and Sal had an interview not too long ago, and that will be coming out pretty soon. Yeah. But
Yeah.
as usual, I'm pretty good at more starting the show. And Tim, you know how to wrap these things up and send it off.
Right on. Got a nice little bow, about to tie it and get you guys ready to go out the door. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us on all the socials. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station, and that is where we will be. Your favorite social media platforms or live streaming, wherever live streams live stream, all you got to do is type in at the Codex Station, and that is where we will be. We also have a Patreon. That neat little QR code right there. You go ahead and type in patreon.com/the Codex Station, or you can use your smarty smartphone to scan that neat little code for the price of a cup of coffee, small or large. You too can help Codex be super awesome all the time, every time. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a website. All you got to do is type in thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Go over there to get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com. And finally, before we let you get out of your chair and go home from school for the day, check out our sponsor, please. W Energy. Head over to w.gg so you can save 10% on your order using keyword code -X at checkout. We all love it. Super awesome energy drink. You need to check it out too. And when you use that keyword, it helps us. So please, please, please.
Yeah, they got a Jolly Rancher flavor coming out.
I think they had a Marvel's flavor too.
Nice. Speaking of Marvels, that's I'm trying to hold my laugh. I still can't get over that Marvel's mistake.
It happens. This will turn into the epic
One time.
adventure that was Boom when I mistagged people for the Boom Studios that eventually turned into On the Spot.
It works. It'll work out.
I need a coffee, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I need. All right. Once again,
It's been a fun one.
my name is Tim the Terrible. This is Sonny Kruger, the immortal Sunno the Writer. This is the Codex Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Codex Station, and we will see you next time. Marvels.